Hello, welcome to dacheumTV. Let's learn about the world's greatest wisdom through today's famous sayings, proverbs, and maxims. It will provide wisdom and insight into our lives. If you get inspired by this and reach a turning point, your thoughts and actions can change, and your destiny can change. Let's start the video.
50 Teachings of Confucius that will help you realize the truth of life, Part 4. Introduction of Confucius 1 minute. Confucius, born Confuci in 551 BC, was a Chinese philosopher and educator, whose thoughts have profoundly influenced China's culture and literature. For over 2 millennia, he emphasized the importance of family, social harmony, and moral integrity. Through his philosophy, captured in texts like the Analects, Confucius laid the foundation for much of East Asian philosophy and ethical beliefs. Though never holding significant political office, his teachings have been central to educational and civil service systems in China and other East Asian nations. 50 famous sayings of Confucius. 1. It does not matter how slowly you go as long as you do not stop. 2. Ignorance is the night of the mind, but a night without moon and star. 3. Real knowledge is to know the extent of one's ignorance. 4. When we see men of a contrary character, we should turn inwards and examine ourselves. 5. The superior man is modest in his speech, but exceeds in his actions. 6. To see what is right and not do it is the want of courage. 7. He who learns but does not think is loss. He who thinks but does not learn is in great danger. 8. When we see men of worth, we should think of equaling them. When we see men of a contrary character, we should turn inwards and examine ourselves. 9. To know what you know and what you do not know, that is true knowledge. 10. Ignorance is the night of the mind, but a night without moon and star. 11. Respect yourself and others will respect you. 12. When you know a thing, to hold that you know it, and when you do not know a thing, to allow that you do not know it, this is knowledge. 13. It is easy to hate, and it is difficult to love. This is how the whole scheme of things works. All good things are difficult to achieve, and bad things are very easy to get. 14. The superior man acts before he speaks, and afterwards speaks, according to his actions. 15. Have no friends not equal to yourself. 16. Faced with what is right, to leave it undone shows a lack of courage. 17. When we see men of a contrary character, we should turn inwards and examine ourselves. 18. To see what is right and not do it is the want of courage. 19. The expectations of life depend upon diligence. The mechanic that would perfect his work must first sharpen his tools. 20. Wisdom, compassion, and courage are the 3 universally recognized moral qualities of men. 21. To be wronged is nothing unless you continue to remember it. 22. The superior man is modest in his speech but exceeds in his actions. 23. The superior man thinks always of virtue, the common man thinks of comfort. 24. The superior man is distressed by the limitations of his ability. He is not distressed by the fact that men do not recognize the ability that he has. 25. When you see a good person, think of becoming like him. When you see someone not so good, reflect on your own weak points. 26. The superior man is aware of righteousness. The inferior man is aware of advantage. 27. He who excels in study can follow an official career. 28. When you have faults, do not fear to abandon them. 29. Before you embark on a journey of revenge, dig 2 graves. 30. Virtue is not left to stand alone. He who practices it will have neighbors. 31. Better a diamond with a flaw than a pebble without one. 32. Looking at small advantages prevents great affairs from being accomplished. 33. The superior man is satisfied and composed. The mean man is always full of distress. 34. The superior man cannot be known in little matters, but may be entrusted with great concerns. 35. If you make a mistake and do not correct it, this is called a mistake. 36. Is it not a pleasure, having learned something, to try it out at due intervals? Is it not a joy to have friends come from distant quarters? 37. The superior man does not, even for the space of a single meal, act contrary to virtue. 38. The man who asks a question is a fool for a minute. The man who does not ask is a fool for a life. 39. To be wealthy and honored in an unjust society is a disgrace. 40. When you are laboring for others, let it be with the same zeal as if it were for yourself. 41. The object of the superior man is truth. 42. He with whom neither slander that gradually soaks into the mind, nor statements that startle like a wound in the flesh are successful, may be called intelligent indeed. 43. He who exercises government by means of his virtue may be compared to the North Polar Star, which keeps its place and all the stars turn towards it. 44. The faults of a superior person are like the sun and moon. They have their faults, and everyone sees them. They change, and everyone looks up to them. 45. Without an acquaintance with the rules of propriety, it is impossible for the character to be established. 46. To go beyond is as wrong as to fall short. 47. Sincerity and truth are the basis of every virtue. 48. If names be not correct, language is not in accordance with the truth of things. 49. It is not the failure of others to appreciate your abilities that should trouble you, but rather your failure to appreciate theirs. 50. When we see men of worth, we should think of equaling them. When we see men of a contrary character, we should turn inwards and examine ourselves. Note that these sayings have been passed down through generations and various translations, so interpretations may vary.
This concludes today's journey towards famous sayings and maxims. I hope you find some golden wisdom that you can incorporate into your own life. If you like any of the videos, please share them with people who need them. Remember that feeling happy now is your greatest wealth. May you be filled with peace and love.